Terry back again with another great show, and we're gonna cover multiple issues on this episode, multiple sports related issues. Um, but first, I mean, definitely can't ignore. Well, yeah, I guess let's think about smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, so you'll be notified when another one of my amazing shows comes out. But let's first we can't try to disregard the giant elephant in the room. The sports protest, boycott, strike, whatever you want to call it. I guess for collective bargaining reasons, they're calling them boycotts instead of strikes. But that's a whole nother issue. But so it started with basketball, the NBA, the WNBA, and that quickly went to the MLS. Then baseball caught on. Even hockey. I mean, even hockey got involved. And I mean, is it going to make any difference? I don't know. Will it? I mean, have them tearing down any of the statues or changing the names of anything? I mean, I'm all for all those. I'm all for those acts. I think it's insane to. I mean, yeah, okay, put the statues in a museum or I mean I mean, you can't erase history, but to exalt, to lift up these people who were horrid people. I mean, regardless of they were the founding fathers or whatever they happen to be. I mean, some of these people were literally part of the Confederacy. I mean, they were basically the Nazis of America. I mean, so that's I mean, if you're proud of that, then you're proud of the Nazis, basically. But I mean, I hope in 100 years people look back and think I'm a horrible person, because I hope that we come that far as a society that what's good now isn't even that good in the future. I mean, so I don't think we should even make statues or, I mean, exalt people. I mean, I mean, the God. I mean, it says in the Bible, make no graven images. I mean, that's like, we're not supposed to do these things, but it just becomes like, I mean, a regular occurrence that you just exalt these people, and oh my gosh, you can't tear down Robert E. Lee or all these horrible people. I mean, it's ridiculous. But that's a whole nother issue. Is tearing down any of that stuff really actually making a difference? I mean, it is making people feel better, but is it actually doing anything about systemic racism? No, it's not. I mean, are these boycotts? I mean, hopefully they will. I mean, because a lot of these professional owners in these sports leagues, they have a lot of power. These guys are billionaires. And I mean, like with one example was the Meek Mill. Was the Meek Mill situation. Meek Mill had violated probation. He was sitting in jail over it like, I don't even think he caught another charge. It was like it was nothing. Like, so he's sitting in there, and plenty of stars and other athletes had tried to talk about free Meek Mill, and nothing happened until Robert Kraft, a billionaire, the owner of the Patriots, that pulled a little of his weight, and that was it. Meek Mill got out. If some of these owners would actually do something, and Michael Jordan finally, we as a community, we hoped since the '80s that he would stand up and make a difference. I mean, he'd made a comment back then. I mean, he says jokingly, but whatever, that Republicans buy shoes too. And I mean, if them buying shoes is more important than you taking a stand for what's right, then I mean, so be it. But he's late to the party, but at least he showed up. And so I mean, he's been using his power and his leverage and his platform to actually make a difference now. So I mean, that's wonderful that Michael Jordan has done that. But I mean, the largest, hopefully, I hope this makes a difference. I hope something like they do. I mean, hopefully this adds to the defund the police campaign that's been picking up steam. I don't know. We'll see. It's everything's getting the playoffs are getting back. It was just took a couple days off, and I don't know. We'll see if it actually makes a difference. I hear a whole bunch of people talking about, oh, they're just some spoiled basketball players. See, the people who make these types of comments are people with no empathy, who don't understand how if you're not in that situation, that doesn't mean that you can't feel for someone in that situation. Like all these professional athletes, no matter how rich they are, they came from those same communities that are being marginalized, and I mean they still have families in those communities. So I mean, if you can't understand that, then I mean, then just stay in the dark with your head buried in the sand. I mean, it is what it is. But I guess we'll get. Well, I mean, this is clearly isn't over. So we'll see. I mean, the NFL season. You got Robert Goodell actually talking about they should have listened to Cap back then, which is the irony. But it is what it is. So we'll cover that in the future. So let's see. We're gonna cover the post fight breakdown of a UFC Fight Night, Munoz Edgar. And so the first fight of the main card was Daniel Rodriguez against Dwight Grant at welterweight. And Dwight Grant came out and he started tearing Daniel Rodriguez up. He had him hurt on the ground. It looked like the ref could have stopped the fight at any second. But Rodriguez pulled through and got up and was able to start landing some shots, and he had Grant hurt and was able to finish the fight. That was a nice win for Daniel Rodriguez. He's looked pretty good. Daniel Rodriguez has looked pretty good. He's tough. I don't know if he'll ever be a title contender, but he's looked pretty good at welterweight. So I look forward to seeing more of him. Our next fight of the evening was at flyweight, Maria Agapova against Shayna Dobson. And this was a fight that Agapova called Dobson out. And she came out aggressive. I mean, she came out thinking she was going to finish the fight. And Dobson was able to weather the storm. You could almost see Agapova's power meter just going down as the fight went on. She blew out her gas tank. And Dobson, she was able to weather the storm and able to turn the tides and was able to get the finish. So that was a nice win for Dobson. I like Agapova. I think she's got potential and she's still young. So, but it was still a good win for Dobson. So look forward to seeing both of them in the future. Our next fight of the evening at lightweight, Austin Hubbard against Joe Solecki. And Solecki looked good in stand-up, then looked good on the ground. He was able to get a nice rear naked choke. So nice win for Solecki. Our co-main event was at light heavyweight, Marcin Prachnio against Mike Rodriguez. And Mike Rodriguez, he just blasted him out. I mean, Prachnio landed some shots, but Rodriguez just blasted him out. Nice win for Rodriguez. And then our main event of the evening was Pedro Munhoz against Frankie Edgar. I heard a lot of people saying that they thought Munhoz won, but Edgar got the nice split decision win. I could have seen it going either way. Edgar looks like the same fighter at all three weight classes he's been at bantamweight, featherweight, and at lightweight. He has the same exact game plan, movement, multiple shots, the combinations, throw in some wrestling with it. You gotta love Frankie Edgar. It was a nice win. It's amazing how he still doesn't have that much power even at bantamweight. It's crazy. He's the same fighter. It's a guy. It's amazing that he was ever the champ at lightweight because he looks like a bantamweight. This is the first fight I think I ever saw that he was a little bigger than his opponent. So, but it was a nice win for Frankie Edgar. I look forward to seeing what they're gonna do with him. Because he doesn't have that much longer to go in his career. So, nice to see where he goes from here. Let's see. So then tonight is UFC Fight Night. Anthony Smith against Alexander Rakic. And I'll do a pre-fight breakdown of just the co-main and the main. The co-main event is a nice one. Robbie Lawler against Neil Magny. Robbie Lawler looks like his career might have peaked. and he might be on the downward swing. And Neil Magny, I mean, he's always, I mean, he's lost some tough fights, but I mean, his game is always a little bit better. I think it's going to be a style fight. I mean, definitely you can land shots on Magny and hurt him, which he's been hurting a lot of his fights, and Robbie Lawler's one to hurt people. But it's just he just puts on a pace, Neil Magny. And I don't know if Robbie Lawler is going to be able to keep up with that. It'll be interesting to see. This is going to decide where Robbie Lawler's at in his career. Because if he's able to keep up with Magny and get the win, then, I mean, he might still have more in his gas tank. But if Magny's just, I mean, this might go a lot like the Colby Covington Robbie Lawler fight. Just too much, the pace is just too high. So I'm gonna have to pick Neil Magny on this one to pull out a decision win. The main event, Anthony Smith against Alexander Rakic. Anthony Smith has proven to be so tough, so skilled, and Rakic proved to be pretty skilled. This is going to be a nice fight. Two well-built lightweights. I gotta go with Anthony Smith just because I've seen so much more of him. Rakic is good. He's put together some nice wins. But I gotta see him. I gotta see him beat a high level guy like Anthony Smith before I can pick him. So I'm gonna go with Anthony Smith. And so then that's gonna bring us the playoffs start back again. I think Toronto against Boston. That's going to be a nice series. I mean, I'm a Boston fan, so I'm pulling for Boston. The Lakers should be wrapping up their series against Portland. And baseball. Season's been going on. Fernando Tatis has been going insane. If you don't have his rookie card yet, you better go out and get it. The 2019 Topps Series 2. I mean, they were selling the complete set at Target for months for 40, 50 bucks or 50, 60 bucks, and you can't find them anymore because that card has skyrocketed. But that's on a side note. But yes, Kyle Lewis has been tearing it up. There's a lot of guys in baseball, but so baseball season's going on, hockey's in the playoffs, football season's right around the corner. So sports is just moving. This is a great time of the year after so much horrible stuff has happened. At least sports is just pumping out. So you can find me on Big Scary on Facebook and Trauma Television on Facebook, because this is Trauma Television production, on YouTube on Trauma Television, and on Twitter on Big Scary. And as Martin Luther King said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice.